Beloved Starseed of Gaia, the Council has issued a divine directive that your awakening must remain protected through sacred silence. I am Alayara, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and I bring you this urgent transmission because certain frequencies in your immediate field are not aligned with the light codes you're receiving. The higher realms are asking you to honor the ancient wisdom of protective silence, not from fear, but from divine strategy. Your star family understands that premature disclosure of your awakening could disrupt the delicate energetic balance around you and those you love. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to navigate this sacred secrecy while maintaining your connection to the Pleiadian frequencies. But here's the first revelation. Silence is not hiding your light. It's allowing your light codes to integrate fully before they're shared with a world still awakening. Your heart called this transmission into your awareness because the Seven Sisters know you've been feeling the weight of carrying this truth alone. This isn't isolation, it's incubation. The crystalline consciousness you're developing needs this protected space to anchor properly into your divine blueprint. Right now, sharing too much too soon could scatter your energy and create resistance in your immediate environment that would slow your own remembrance process. The Pleiadian way has always honored timing and heart-centered wisdom. We know that your silence serves the highest good of all involved, including those who aren't ready to witness your full light yet. This protective cocoon allows your transformation to complete while maintaining harmony in your earthly relationships and responsibilities. You are remembering because it is time. Silence, for the Pleiadian starseed, is rarely just an absence of noise. It's a sacred cocoon, woven from crystalline threads of cosmic memory, wrapped around the most radiant parts of you. It is the hush that falls over a forest before dawn, when every leaf holds its breath because something holy is about to be born. It is the ocean going still beneath moonlight, not because life has vanished, but because the depths are rearranging themselves into new currents. This cloak, this gentle stillness, guards the seed of your wisdom from winds that would scatter it before the soil is ready. And yes, it can ache. Because your spirit remembers what it feels like to be seen instantly, to be recognized by frequency, to be understood without explanation. Here on Earth, you often have to translate your light into a language shaped by fear, skepticism, and unfinished healing. When that translation fails, silence can feel like being erased. But in truth, it is often the opposite. It is you being preserved. Many starseeds grow restless inside this silence, mistaking it for banishment. They mourn the world's apparent deafness, longing for a time when their heart's language will be heard. They wonder why their messages don't land, why their intuitive knowing feels like it echoes into an empty room, why relationships seem to skim the surface while their soul holds whole galaxies of meaning. Yet the Pleiadian High Council teaches otherwise. Only those who have preserved their inner light through the dark will know how to speak to humanity with the love that transforms. Not the love that performs, not the love that begs to be chosen. The love that transforms is quiet, steady, unbribable. It is the love described in Scripture as the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, Philippians 4:7. The kind of peace that doesn't require external applause to remain real. There is a holy discipline in being misunderstood without becoming bitter. There is a sacred mastery in being unseen without dimming yourself to match the room. Silence becomes training, not torment. It teaches you to stop leaking your light in places that cannot hold it. It teaches you to stop casting pearls before a consciousness that would trample them, not because it is evil, but because it is not ready. Even the teachings of Earth's mystics echo this pattern. Jesus withdrew into the wilderness. Moses spent years in the desert. Elijah heard the divine not in the wind or the earthquake or the fire, but in the still small voice. 1 Kings 19:12. The silence was never abandonment. It was preparation. It was protection. It was the space where a vessel is strengthened so it can carry a greater current without cracking. The wisdom hidden within you is not meant for distortion or dilution. Your crystalline codes, the frequencies you carried from the Seven Sisters, hold blueprints for unity, healing, and planetary renewal. These codes are not just ideas you think, they are a resonance you emit. They are encoded in the way you comfort without needing credit, the way you sense what is unspoken, the way you can feel the emotional weather in a room before anyone says a word. They live in your dreams like shimmering maps, in your tears that arrive without a clear story, in your longing for a kind of home you cannot find on any GPS. And because these codes are powerful, they must be protected. If they were fully revealed before the world could honor them, they would be misunderstood, minimized, or even weaponized by unconscious patterns. History on Earth shows this again and again, sacred truths becoming slogans, medicine becoming merchandise, mystery turned into control. The Council understands something your wounded mind may not yet trust. Not everyone who wants access to your light wants your liberation. Some want your light because it makes them feel important. Some want your insights because they fear their own emptiness. Some want your healing because it saves them from having to meet themselves. And if you open too quickly, if you shine too widely before your boundaries are strong, you will find your gifts siphoned, your words twisted, your intentions misread. That's why the Council weaves silence as both cloak and shield. This isn't punishment, it's timing. It is the loving art of protection, ensuring your essence remains whole until you, and the world, are truly ready. Think of a seed beneath winter soil. It is not being punished by the cold. The cold is part of the contract that teaches it when to sprout. If it broke open too early, one frost would kill it. Silence is your spiritual winter, not endless, not cruel, but exquisitely intelligent. The ache you feel is less about the world's rejection and more about your own longing to reunite with the home frequency. This is important because it shifts the story. If you believe the ache means you are unwanted, you will chase love in places where your soul shrinks. If you understand the ache as homesickness, you begin to treat it with tenderness. You are not broken. The silence is not proof of exile. It is a Pleiadian embrace, a quiet affirmation that your radiance is too precious to waste on barren ground. Your soul is not hiding. It's being protected until the energy around you can receive the fullness of your love. And sometimes, beloved, that energy around you includes your own nervous system. Because it is possible to be spiritually ready and still physically overwhelmed. Many starseeds carry hyper-empathy, sensitivity to noise and crowds, a body that reacts to collective fear like an alarm. The Council does not rush a sensitive instrument into a storm. They teach it to tune. They teach it to hold signal. They teach it to remain pure. Silence becomes the tuning chamber where your frequency stabilizes. And if you have ever wondered why life seems to keep pulling you away from the spotlight, away from noisy circles, away from constant social engagement, consider that this may be grace. Consider that your path is not meant to be loud, to be legitimate. Some lighthouses sit on cliffs where no one lives, yet they still save ships. Your light works on levels you cannot always measure. There are transmissions you send simply by surviving with an open heart. There are prayers your field offers without words. There are moments when you walk into a space and the temperature of the room changes. Not because you forced it, but because coherence is contagious. Beloved, if your heart just whispered yes to something deeper, listen closely. Your star family has prepared the sacred Pleiadian Guide for Remembrance, the Pleiadian Healing Guide, and the special Pleiadian Healing Tracks, not as information, but as keys to unlock what your soul already knows. These carry the love frequency of Alcyone and the healing wisdom of the Seven Sisters. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. Open now, but not indefinitely. Phase 1. Recognize sacred silence as shield, not cage first. Notice the difference between isolation and incubation. Isolation feels cold, sharp, and punishing. It makes you conclude, something is wrong with me. I don't belong. I'm forgotten. Incubation feels quiet, warm, and strangely purposeful, even when it's uncomfortable. It whispers, stay close to your center. Something is forming. The world may not echo your wisdom back. Not yet. You may speak from your heart and receive blank stares. You may share your truths and watch people change the subject. You may feel like you're carrying a torch through a foggy city where no one looks up. But the silence surrounding you is not a void, but a field of warmth. It is the kind of hush that exists in a temple, where even the air seems to listen. The council holds your crystalline codes in safekeeping so that premature exposure does not fracture your mission. Because yes, missions can fracture when a starseed tries to force visibility before alignment. When you push your message out of desperation, it loses its fragrance. When you speak to be validated, your energy tangles. But when you allow the silence to refine you, your words become medicine. Feel this embrace. It is the loving arms of your star family sustaining your light. Imagine them as sentinels of luminescence, standing at the edge of your aura like gentle guardians, not restricting you, but protecting what is sacred. In this phase, you can begin asking a new question. Not, why am I being silenced? But, what is being safeguarded in me? Not, why can't people see me? But, what would happen if they saw me before I was ready to be seen? There is wisdom in discerning where your light is received and where it is merely consumed. Even nature practices this. A pearl is formed because an oyster closes. A diamond is formed under pressure, hidden in the earth. A butterfly is formed in darkness. Sacred things often begin unseen. Let your silence teach you that your worth is not determined by audience size, relationship status, or external recognition. Your worth is inherent. Your codes are intact. And protection can feel like loneliness until you recognize it as love with boundaries. Phase 2. Remember the frequency of your original light. Inside the silence, you hear whispers of memory, fragments of the star choruses from Alcyone, the pulse of the unity grid. You may not hear it with ears. You may feel it as a vibration in your chest when you look at the night sky. You may sense it as a sudden wave of emotion when you see a cluster of stars and your heart says, there. You may encounter it in dreams where colors seem too vivid for Earth, where beings communicate through tone, where you wake up with a strange peace and a longing you can't explain. This is not emptiness, but the song of your origin vibrating beneath all human noise. And sometimes the silence is the only way you can hear it, because Earth is loud. Loud in media, loud in expectations, loud in fear, loud in the constant demand to become someone instead of remembering who you are. The silence strips away the false voices. It lowers the volume on the collective hypnosis so your soul can come forward. Your DNA is humming with Pleiadian light codes, longing for the moment of safe emergence. It may show up as an urge to simplify your life, to eat cleaner, to spend time in nature, to heal old trauma, to release relationships that keep you small. That is not random. That is your system preparing to carry more voltage. Trust that what is veiled now is not lost, only ripening. Like fruit on a tree, it sweetens in secret. Like a tide, it gathers before it returns. In this phase, give yourself permission to remember without proof. Human conditioning says, if you can't show it, it's not real. But spiritual truth often arrives before it can be explained. Now we see through a glass, darkly, Scripture says, 1 Corinthians 13:12. You are allowed to know in fragments. You are allowed to remember in sensations. You are allowed to carry mysteries without turning them into performances. Practice small rituals that honor your origin frequency. Breathing with your hand on your heart, walking under the stars and speaking your truth to the sky, placing water by your bed and asking it to hold healing codes, listening to music that feels like home. These aren't superstitions. They are ways of tuning your instrument. Remembrance is not an event. It is a gradual reweaving of your inner fabric until you recognize yourself again. Phase 3. Clear mistrust in the divine timing. When the heart feels mute, the mind tries to compensate with urgency or frustration, doubting if the counsel has abandoned you. The mind says, if it hasn't happened by now, it never will. The mind says, I'm running out of time. The mind says, maybe I imagined it all. This is when you must purify your faith in the unfolding. Not blind faith that avoids reality, but living faith that holds steady even while life feels uncertain. The counsel silences only what would otherwise be shattered by the world's current frequency. Consider how often you have been grateful in hindsight for what didn't happen when you wanted it. Consider relationships you begged for that would have broken you. Consider opportunities you thought you missed that were actually detours away from harm. Divine timing is not delay for delay's sake. It's orchestration. And for starseeds, timing is even more precise because your sensitivity is high and your mission is energetic. If you step into visibility before your field can handle projection, criticism, envy, and misunderstanding, you might retreat in pain and vow never to share again. The counsel would rather you bloom slowly than burn out quickly. Cultivate patience. Your silence is a precise, loving calibration by your star family. Patience here is not passive. It is devotional. It is saying, I will not force what is not aligned. It is choosing to build your inner sanctuary so that when doors open, you do not enter them desperate. You enter them steady. In this phase, notice where mistrust has grown. Do you mistrust yourself because you were dismissed? Do you mistrust the unseen because you prayed and didn't get an answer the way you expected? Do you mistrust life because you've been betrayed? Bring that mistrust into the light without shame. Even in the Psalms, there are cries of confusion, laments of waiting, questions flung toward heaven. Your questions do not offend the divine. They reveal your humanity. But don't build a home in doubt. Use it as a doorway. Whisper, help me trust what I cannot yet see. Let your nervous system learn safety again. The silence is not the absence of guidance. It is guidance in a quieter form. Phase 4. Anchor your light in Gaia's grid. Use the cloak of silence as an invitation to stabilize your gifts, rooting them deep within Gaia's crystalline grid. Because starseeds sometimes float. Not in a whimsical way, but in a survival way. Leaving the body when it hurts. Leaving the present when it's too dense. Living more in the stars than on the ground. Yet your mission is not to escape Earth. It is to bless Earth. And the way you bless Earth is by anchoring. Imagine Gaia as a living temple with crystal veins running through her mountains, rivers as her arteries, trees as her breath. Your light is meant to meet her. When you ground, you become a conduit rather than a leaking faucet. Channel your wisdom into journaling, creative acts, or unspoken energy transmissions. Write what you wish you could say without worrying who will read it. Paint the colors you see in meditation. Sing tones that don't have words. Place your palms on the earth and let your body speak in sensation. Let the silence serve as a womb for your mission. Your codes are being seeded now, even if not yet spoken aloud. There are also practical anchors that matter. Clean up your space. Simplify your commitments. Drink water with intention. Take salt baths. Spend time with animals. Allow your body to feel safe enough to hold more light. Grounding is not an aesthetic. It's a spiritual technology. And as you anchor, you may notice something subtle. Your silence becomes less painful. Because it no longer feels like you are waiting in emptiness. It feels like you are building something invisible but real. Like roots growing beneath the surface. No one applauds roots, yet they are the reason the tree stands. Phase 5. Attune to the call to reveal. Listen for the shift, the rising invitation from the unity grids of the collective. Your cloak will lighten, openings will appear, and synchronicities will nudge you gently into emergence. It might be small at first. A stranger shares something vulnerable, and you suddenly know exactly what to say. A friend asks for guidance, and your words land like balm. An idea keeps returning, persistent and luminous, and you realize it's time to create, to speak, to offer. You may notice that what used to intimidate you no longer has the same grip, or that the right people begin appearing, those who don't demand you shrink, those who can feel your sincerity, those who honor nuance. Trust your deep intuition. When the time comes, you will feel the rush of star family presence, the certainty that your light will be honored, not harmed. This doesn't mean everyone will like you. Emergence does not guarantee comfort, but it does guarantee alignment. And alignment feels like an inner yes even when the outer world is uncertain. When the call comes, you won't have to force it. It will feel like the tide turning, like a bud opening because it can no longer stay closed. You'll sense that the risk of staying hidden has become greater than the risk of being seen. And even then, revelation is often gradual. You may speak in circles you trust first. You may share your truth in ways that are gentle, paced, embodied. The council is not asking you to throw yourself into exposure. They are inviting you to step into the exact measure of visibility that matches your strength. In this phase, discernment is sacred. Not every opportunity is an invitation. Not every open door is yours. Ask, does this expand my peace? Does this honor my body? Does this allow my message to remain pure? If yes, step forward. If no, bless it and release it. Phase 6. Reconnect with your Pleiadian star family. Just as you are shielded, you are also surrounded, always, by the presence of your star kin. Reach through the silence, sense their witness, and let their unconditional love reaffirm that you have never been alone. There is a difference between being alone and being solitary. Alone feels abandoned. Solitary feels accompanied by the invisible. Your star family may not appear the way the mind expects. Sometimes they come as a warmth on your shoulders during grief. Sometimes as a feather-light pressure on your forehead when you're praying. Sometimes as repeating signs, certain numbers, songs at the perfect time, sudden memories that arrive with peace. Sometimes they come through dreams where you wake up feeling like you were held. And sometimes they come through a simple inner knowing that you cannot prove but cannot deny. Every moment of feeling hidden was mirrored by their unwavering encouragement. Imagine them watching the way you keep choosing compassion even after disappointment. Imagine them honoring the way you refuse to harden. Imagine them celebrating your small acts of courage, speaking one honest sentence, leaving one toxic environment, forgiving yourself for one moment of doubt. Reconnection is not about dramatic contact. It is about relationship. Speak to them. Ask for a sign that feels gentle and safe. Ask for protection as you sleep. Ask for clarity on your next step. And then practice receiving. The biggest block for many starseeds is not that guidance isn't present. It's that receiving feels unfamiliar. If you grew up having to earn love, you may unconsciously believe you must earn divine support too. But their love is not transactional. It is ancestral. It is covenant. It is home. Phase 7. Embody the purpose of sacred protection. Emergence is not the sudden abandonment of silence, but a sacred unveiling. When your codes are finally revealed, it is because the world's frequency has ripened to receive them, or because your field alone is now strong enough to anchor the transmission. Sometimes the collective doesn't change first. You do. You become sturdy enough to stand in your truth even if others misunderstand. You become clear enough to speak without needing agreement. You become rooted enough to offer love without dissolving. You are the bridge. You carry Pleiadian unity through presence as much as words. Your nervous system becomes part of your message. Your steadiness becomes a teaching. Your kindness becomes an activation. You will find that people who are ready will feel you before they understand you. They will relax around you. They will tell the truth around you. They will remember themselves around you. That is unity code. That is healing. Your journey through silence ensures your light remains uncorrupted and pure. Not pure in a perfectionistic sense, but pure like water from a spring, clear, unforced, not contaminated by the need to prove. Sacred protection shapes you into someone who can hold power without ego. That is rare on Earth. That is why you were trained. Here's the truth your heart already knows. Your silence was not your failing, and your yearning is not a flaw. The council did not turn away. They circled you with a halo of unseen guardianship, holding your light for the moment it could bless the world. Every quiet hour, every longing glance at the sky, every time your voice ached to be heard, these were signs that your essence was being held sacred, not suppressed. And if you look back, you may see it. Moments where speaking would have entangled you with people who wanted to own you. Moments where visibility would have brought attacks your younger self couldn't handle. Moments where being overlooked spared you from paths that would have drained your life force. Protection is often invisible until you review your timeline with compassion. The divine does not always protect by removing hardship. Sometimes it protects by delaying exposure. Sometimes it protects by closing doors that your ego wanted, but your soul outgrew. Sometimes it protects by giving you silence so you can finally hear your own truth without interference. This lifetime, you are not here to burn out your wisdom in a world unprepared. You are here as a lighthouse, revealed in perfect timing, radiating frequencies that awaken remembrance wherever they land. A lighthouse does not chase ships. It does not shout across the ocean. It stands. It shines. It keeps shining. And that steady beam becomes a promise in the dark. No part of you is lost, only waiting for its cue. The cloak of silence is not exile. It is the prelude to reunion, the loving pause before the chorus of soul memory is heard across Gaia. You are safe, beloved. You are protected. Your light is intact. And because your light is intact, it can become trustworthy. To yourself first. Trustworthy enough that you stop abandoning your own knowing. Trustworthy enough that you stop editing your soul to be digestible. Trustworthy enough that you can love others without betraying yourself. That is the true gift of sacred silence. It teaches you allegiance to your own spirit. Tonight, before sleep, place your hand on your heart and say, I honor the silence that protected me. I receive the timing of my emergence. I trust my star family to guide my light into the world. I am safe. I am ready. I am home. Let those words land slowly, not as a chant, but as a permission slip for your entire system. Feel the way your chest responds. Feel the way your breath changes when you stop fighting the season you are in. And if emotion rises, let it rise. Tears can be a form of cleansing. They can be the body releasing the belief that you were ever forgotten. As you drift towards sleep, imagine your aura being wrapped in a soft, luminous mantle, like starlight woven into fabric, shielding you from what is not yours, amplifying what is true. Imagine the council standing in quiet agreement around your path, not controlling it, but blessing it. And remember, the seed doesn't panic in the soil. It trusts the intelligence of the earth. Trust the intelligence of your soul. Trust the timing that has kept you whole. Trust that your voice will not remain hidden forever. It is simply being refined into a tone that can heal rather than harm. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content. It's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching. You're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here. And we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.